Welcome in New York to episode 118. We haven't had a chance to talk officially about Mijatovic, but there's going to be a lot of time in the season to do that. Our sights at the moment are set on the start of the 2024 season. We got Charlotte on Saturday, and for those out of the loop, it's kind of a yearly tradition for the NYCFC podcast to share over-unders. We shared some last year's, but I thought this year maybe it makes the most sense to just aggregate all of them and give our thoughts on those. So we got the OGs, Blue City Radio, Blue Balls. If somehow you know us and you don't know them, you might as well pause the video now, go listen to theirs. They share a lot of insight. But we're just gonna be playing little clips of their lines that they've set, given our over-under, and then sharing our thoughts on why we would prefer over, why I would prefer under. So We'll kick it off with the first one.
Which is Blue Balls. Magno starts, and I believe they set the line at 15. Let's listen to it.
Let's couch it solidly in last year. Magno starts.
So I'm going to set the line at 15 and a half.
15 and a half.
My first
starts, I feel like.
That's what makes it tougher. To me, just off the top, hammer the over. We have had a lot of this talent come in, and Tales lost his job for a little bit last season, but I do feel like he's one of Cushing's guys. And he said as much in the press conferences where I want to get him going. He's a big piece of what we're planning to do this season. And I think if he doesn't start half the games this season, because that's effectively what that is, there's been a massive
injury or something.
Failure issue. Something wrong has gone very wrong.
I'll say this. The number massively depends on, in my opinion, his first 5 to 7 starts. Because he's going to start game 1 through 7. Mm-hmm. Like, that is guaranteed, barring an injury. But it largely depends on those 5 to 7 games. If he's not performing, I can genuinely see him being, a rotation player from then on out. There's just too much depth behind him to sit and wait. Especially with Nick Cushing being the king of tinkering. I think the real line would be, where is it going to be? 15 starts on the wing, 15 starts at striker, 15 starts at who knows where, left back.
0 at striker. It better be 0 at striker.
So I'm going to go over, just because I think this is a season where he figures it out. I do think maybe that's hopium, but he's got to figure it out. So I think this is the year that he does.
So we're both over on that one.
Yeah, interesting. This one coming from Blue Balls again. Let's see what they set the line at.
How about Malachi Jones appearances? Set the line.
Let's make this appearances, right? Not starts.
Appearances.
Let's say 17 and a half.
Gotta be under.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I mean, unless he turns out that's high. That's like Andres Jason super sub type of numbers.
That's like a Jason losing his job if Malachi is doing that.
Exactly. Unless Jason's playing some version of wing back somewhere.
Or coming off the right. I guess Malachi has been on the left. So it's hard because it goes hand in hand. If you say Tales over, then that is most likely hurting Malachi. I don't know.
Well, but appearances, that could be a sub too.
It's true. It's going to be up to what winger takes the opportunity.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a million of them. Signs are pointing towards it could be him from what we've seen. I mean, Hannes has looked good, but he's been mostly on the right side. On that left, I mean, if Tales starts off through the first 5-10 games looking like what he did at times last season, and Cushing has raved about Malachi, it could snowball quick into many Malachi minutes this year.
I'll say this. What Malachi Jones has appeared to be as a winger is what I prefer in a winger over what Tales Magno has looked as a winger. And I'll just leave it at that. And I believe that Malachi Jones will appear over 10 times, but I think under 17 and a half.
Under.
I think if we're talking regular season games, yes, I'm going to go the under.
I'm going under.
Another one coming from Blue Balls with Maxi Appearances.
On the entirely other side of the age spectrum, how about Maxi Morales appearances?
Oh, I was not looking forward to this, but you get to set the line.
I'm going to give him the same line, 17.5.
17 under, gotta be. That's a really high.
Has to be way under.
With a bulk, I think a bulk of them are going to come towards the end of the season too.
Yeah, I feel like injuries are a concern, and I think a lot of us, knowing what Max used to be, he's probably a shell, honestly, of what he used to be, and it's sad to say, and it's not necessarily.
I think we really have no clue.
And I was gonna say it's not necessarily at his own detriment. I mean, he got injured, he left for a little while, and he came back, and it looked like he was back up to speed. But I kind of feel like now we're in a world where the team runs through Santi in that midfield.
You'd hope so.
You'd hope. We need that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need that.
We need Santi. We need the game to run through Santi. So I don't know how many minutes you would want to take away from him to let kind of the grizzled veteran pop back in there and ping what he can around the field. I really see him as more of a locker room guy this year than I do as a
sideline
on-field contributor.
The thing is, right, with a guy that age, I don't know, because there's two ways you can go about it, right? Like you can have him be the guy that is established, starts every single game, but maybe comes off at halftime. Set that pace, set the tempo, give the guys good energy and things like that for the beginning of the game. And like I said, set the tone. He could be that guy playing 45, 50, 60 minutes every game. Like I think he's that type of dude that he could come back from an injury and perform like that. Or you could go the other route and you bring him on late and he's the experience to pull it together to push for a comeback tie, comeback win, to really bunker down and close out a win, which Nick Cushing has struggled to do. There's a lot of ways that you could use him. So I think with that in mind, I'm going to go over.
Over 17 and a
Yeah,
half.
I'm going to go over with that in mind.
I like how you flopped.
I did. I flipped crazy. I talked myself into it.
I think it's a good line. Credit to Jake. That is
a killer line.
Like that's one of those ones where you plug it in your parlay.
Yeah.
And on the game, the day of when it's coming down to it, he's at 17.
Right.
And the line's 17 and a half, and you're like, I just need one more. It's like, how did the bookmakers know? How did they know? But I'll still lean under to make it fun for us, so we have some differentiation between each other.
Going on to the next one. This is from Blue City Radio.
Will NYCFC have more than one player with double-digit goals? The over-under on number of players with double-digit goals. I have the line at 1.5.
That's a good line.
It is a good line.
I feel like good teams do, but this is kind of saying, like, are we going to be a good team or not?
Yeah, and I don't know how much the new guys are going to cannibalize each other's opportunities. If I had to pick, I think one is a guarantee. Baki should have double-digit goals. And if he doesn't...
Off the press, I think I've turned my mind a little bit on our press, just based off the state of what that looks like right now.
Yeah.
In the beginning I was cynical about it because I'm like, there's no way teams are going to allow this. And then I consistently see teams allowing it. So it's possible for Baki or... I think
he's the one lock-in that makes it interesting. And then trying to throw a dart and hit the second guy is tough. Like I said, these young kids are probably going to steal from each other. You could see a world where maybe Mijatovic is at 8, Julian's at 6 or 7, Tales is at 5, and they're pulling too many, especially with the way Cushing tinkers.
Yep.
They're pulling too many opportunities from each other that nobody is going to get the minutes in that attack to where it's going to support having a double-digit goal tally. I mean,
more than one.
Yeah. It can't be more than one. So I hate to say it, but it's going to have to be under. And I wish it would be over. I really do. But
I guess that was my initial thought too. Is the tinkering from Cushing is going to be too much, and we're going to have a guy with like 12, and then everyone else 9 and under, just annoying enough to not be double digits. But for I think argument's sake, I could argue for the other side and say that a Keaton Parks may finally find a goal-scoring form from the midfield, just in certain ways that we can set up. Tales, if he finds his if he's playing a lot, I feel like goals will follow him this season. And so I'm going to go over, and I'll even double down and say that it will be our brand new number 7 and Tales.
And not Baki.
No, he's not.
He's not the guy?
Not that he's not the guy. He's a beautiful guy, sweet guy. Just...
beautiful guy.
I don't know that he will stay as the main striker throughout the season. I think he'll probably start game 1 through maybe 2, and then we'll start seeing the rotation as Nick Cushing rotates, and he'll be an every once in a while guy.
Okay. So over, under
Yep.
on that one.
Santi goals and assists from blue balls.
Next line I'm going to set, my friend. This is Santi, goals and assists. This is a line drawn last year. The final result was 14. I'm going to kick it up to 17.5.
Ooh. That is, wow.
You got to feel Trey on that one. It's
17 and a half. Bro, I mean, like, if he gets over that, he's looking at an MVP, right?
Yeah.
Like,
You're close to it.
you're knocking on MVP's door. Shout out to Guns N' Roses.
What gets you there? 10 goals, 7 assists, 7 goals, 10 assists. Around that.
You'd probably be more looking at 7 and 10 goals and assists.
I think even crazier. It probably leans heavier towards the assists. I could see it being
that's what I'm saying.
4 goals, 5 goals. It would have to be 12 assists.
You got to think
14 assists.
Santi is probably one of 3 players that you can say starts will be close to 30 plus.
He should be playing pretty much every available minute for this team.
So you're looking at a guy that should be there 30 games or more minimum, barring injury. Do I see him contributing 17
It's another good
goal
line.
contributions like that?
It's another good line.
It makes you think, but for NYCFC to succeed, it has to be over.
But we don't know that NYCFC is going to succeed.
We don't know that we have no clue. So, man.
If it makes it easier for you, I'll give you my answer.
Let me use a free bet on this one. I don't even want to.
I'm going under.
You're going under?
I'm going under.
Yeah.
History
shows.
Yeah, he hasn't done it yet. And, I mean, even in saying under it, I'm immediately thinking of the arguments why I'm incorrect. But it's a high number. It's what you see out of the Mukhtars of the league that are fighting annually for the MVP. And I don't want to say Santi he can't get to that level. But
he hasn't shown it.
We haven't seen that yet. We've seen it in flashes in the paint, a game at a time. Against Miami, when he scores that upper net after beating 2 guys. If he's that guy every year, we could bump that line to like over 21 and a half.
Yeah.
But we need to see more.
I feel like there's 2 different Santis, right? Like, there's the
like Melvin.
fresh, like, tan from vacation, like, ready to go Santi.
Yeah.
And then there's the one that's been in the winter for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And he shows up, dude, and he just kind of stinks it up and he's angry. And instead of like 3 goals or assists, he has like 3 yelling at the refs and teammates.
That's the thing. I think you can get under Santi's skin.
Very much.
Like fairly easily.
He's the one where you guys circle on the tape and he's like, all right, if you just talk shit to him, he's gonna.
If it was over 17 and a half yellow cards, I might hammer that.
He's getting a couple suspensions in there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over just for the sake of. I think maybe a lot of my answers are hopium, just dopium almost. But for my other ones to make sense, someone's got to be dishing it, right? Like,
Yep.
It can't really be coming from too many places other than Santi, right? If he's playing 30 plus games. So to stay consistent, I'm going to go over. God, let it be an over. Let it be an over.
Yeah, I'll hang with the under.
All right.
I'm going under.
Next one we have is from Blue Balls, which seems to be new acquisitions goals.
What I wrote down is goals by triage acquisitions, including end of season last year.
Never said that
And
word.
who I'm including in this category is Jovan, Bakrar, Ojeda, and Wolf.
Not Julian.
Let's add Julian.
Let's say 28.5.
Jeez.
So
I got to hammer that under.
under 28 and a half.
Yeah.
So 5 guys. I mean, just when you're looking at the math,
Yeah,
what is that? What is that per guy?
What is that, 5 guys, he said?
Yeah. So each of them would have to have 6 goals. If the pot is split completely evenly, which it won't. Some will have more, some will have less. You jumped on the under immediately is what your thought was.
Because I think some are going to perform more than others and some are going to play way more than others. Although
I wish they included Malachi because in a way he is a new signing, a new attacking signing. But I think I lean over. Just knowing
I mean, you got 2
mathematically.
strikers in there.
what it takes to get to 29, 6 goals a pop. Baki should have over 6. Jovan should have over 6. Julian should have over 6. And then, I think you get scared when it comes down to
but those guys should have
others.
over 6.
They should.
Compensating for some who aren't.
Hannes and...
I can see Hannes having
3,
more
4.
assists than goals.
Which isn't included in this. It's only
right.
over 28 and a half goals.
So, I don't know. No, but even 29, that doesn't even take like crazy breakouts. Like if we each finished with 6, that'd be not even crazy breakouts. Like those are pretty normal seasons.
But some are going to perform worse, some are going to perform.
Right.
But they'll, in my opinion, compensate.
Ojeda just sounds like a name that like you have on a team, and that's the dog.
Like he's going to net 7 every year.
Just dog. I'll go over. You sold me. I'll go over. We got to agree on something.
All right. I was almost going to flop under just to be that guy.
I honestly think like Julian alone could go and bang like 17.
17?
Dude has it in him.
Holy cow.
I think he could score like 17.
From right wing?
Yeah.
Jeez.
He's got Gabby's left foot, but Tati's mind. I'm absolutely waffling.
So we're both over on that.
Yeah.
We're both over on that.
Freeze clean sheets by blue balls.
Next category is mine to draw, Trey. And the question is, Freese clean sheets.
Ooh, good. Like it.
Let's put it at 9.5. Does he get to 10?
That's a good line.
It is a good line. Run the next one too, because Blue City had the same line.
Clean sheets. One of the favorites of ours. I have the line this year set at 8.5.
What did Sean Johnson get in his last season?
I don't know. Was his last his best? But I think either way.
I know he got
14,
right, or something like that.
There was a point. I think we had like 5 games left in the season, or like 5 or 10, and he was 3 away from setting the record or something, and he got 0 the rest of the run. So I think he was at 14 because the record is 16 with Miola. But end of last season, Freese played 10. He had 5 clean sheets. That is
the math tells me over.
A historic rate that I don't think anybody should expect him to continue. Because as I just said, if he has half of 34,
I wonder.
That's the other thing. Yeah, it's not just about Freese. So they said. So what was the Blue Balls line?
It was 9.5. Blue City, 8.5 and 9.5.
I mean, is it possible he falls right in between?
Oh.
Is it?
Wouldn't the books love it?
Yeah,
Wouldn't the books love it? Yeah. I mean, they have dinner dates praying for that.
I'm compelled to say he literally gets 9. I think he overs.
Out of 36, well, let's say he plays at least...
He should play all of them.
25 minimum.
And that's Braza getting midweeks and...
Braza getting a midweek here and there, or rests, or whatever, or... Nick Cushing just decides that, Barraza was a better lad that week. Whatever he decides. 25.
You think he plays 25?
And so at 25, I see him hitting probably the under on both.
Okay. I'm going to squeeze
because a clean sheet, like, we also have to think, is the team capable of many clean sheets this season? I think we're capable of grinding out multiple goal wins than clean sheets. And so, me personally, I'm going to go under on both. All
right. I'm going to squeeze in between. I think that the way the books have formulated it, it's like when Kelsey's line is just too low in the Super Bowl, and they just had the board meeting with Taylor Swift. Like, he's catching a tud. He's going for a hunch.
Yep.
And I think, when you look at them two next to each other, it's like that 9 right in the middle. It feels... So I'll go... I don't even know how to call it. I guess it'd be under the Blue Balls and over Blue City Radio, and that puts me at 9. So I'll straight up call it
9.
Freese will have 9 clean sheets.
I'll call it at 6.
All right.
Turn the 9 upside down. It says 6 now. All right. Moving on to Homegrown Goals from Blue City Radio.
Homegrown Goals. I'm picking the over-under line at 1.5. Going to be interesting to see how many homegrowns actually play.
It's true.
How many? Oh, well, so that's like...
We've got Tavon, Sands. In terms of first-teamers, Tavon, Sands, Hack.
Last season
Jason
was the first one.
And then Hack was the first, and then Jason had 3 down the stretch.
So, under. What was the line?
1.5.
Okay.
And there were 4 last season, but it was the first time in history
Right.
that we had 1 in 10 years.
So 1.5.
And our candidates for that,
No, but Jason's a dog, bro.
but earlier.
And Hack's a dog.
But do either of them get time in this team anymore? That is the question.
Brother, if I was the manager...
Hack starting 34.
Bro, Hack is playing 39. We're making games for him to play in.
Same with Jason. I mean,
Yeah.
for the fight that the kid has.
Just to save the money even.
I have to say under. I don't think Sands is going to score a single goal. I don't think Tavon is going to score a single goal. I don't think Hack is going to be afforded the opportunity to take a shot. And Jason probably bags one. Jason, I think, is better at assisting and better at drawing fouls too. Remains to be seen if these replacement refs are going to call him. I don't know, but
How many fouls drawn that lead to a goal equal 1 goal?
1.
So it's 1-1?
Yeah. If we're including that, it's way over. I mean, likely 10.
It's yeah. I'm going to go over just the regular
1.5.
rules. Yeah. I think Hack's going to get at least 2. He's got to get
At least 2.
I think he honestly, if Hack gets a real chance in the team, whether that be at center back, midfield, whatever, he's gonna put his boot through something.
If Hack gets 2, I will buy a retro Hartford Athletic Hack jersey because NYCFC, in my opinion, at the moment, doesn't deserve
That's facts.
his name on the back of their jersey.
That's true.
And that
I needed
is
that.
where I'm going to leave it at.
I needed that, and you know why I needed that.
That said, under 1.5 homegrown goals.
That's
Where I'm at with it.
That's just crazy.
Cushing is not going to give them the light of day.
Okay. Well,
He has a bunch of new toys, man.
what does this even say? Games with
Over or
less than or equal to?
more than or equal to.
Well, you put the thing the wrong way.
Nuh-uh. Because the Pac-Man opens up to the bigger number, right? Oh. No, because the Pac-Man eats the smaller number, right? That's how I was taught it.
I think so.
What it should be is games where NYCFC has scored more than 2 goals. Let the professionals explain it.
So, okay.
Number of games where NYCFC is held to 1 goal or less. JR had this line.
I mean, the numbers are all wrong.
Wait. Run it back.
To 1 goal or less. JR had this line at 19.5. To make it easier for me, in 2023, we played 8 games where we scored more than 1 goal. So you're saying the line is at 19.5, which means there'd be 14.5 games where you're expecting us to score 2 goals.
Correct. Yeah, 2 or more goals.
So 14.5.
So
How many games will we score?
2 or more goals.
And they set the what at 14?
14.5. For reference, last year we had 8. 8
Eight
games
games.
where we scored 2 or more goals.
We've added a lot of attacking options.
Do we add 6 additional games with 2 or more goals?
Yes.
So you're over.
I'm going to go over because I just don't think that a club can have that much misfortune that led to us having those 6 last season. Considering 2 big, deep shout out cut right now to the City Boys who posted that clip on Twitter stating if we had scored 7 more goals over the span of 7 games, we would have been higher in the table in the playoffs. I think 4th even
Yep.
was what it was.
Yep.
And a lot of those decisions came down to games where VAR took away a goal, VAR granted a goal, things like that. So I just don't think that we can have another season of misfortune like that.
Yeah.
Please let us not.
Things are going to pull back to
regular.
to average.
Right.
Yeah. I am under. I'm under. And I'm not going to, I don't have any reasoning
Just
behind
stand
it.
on it.
I'm just, I just want to walk different. I just want to walk a different path. I just want to walk a different
He don't
path.
want to walk regular.
I want to go a different way.
Okay. And that was from Blue City Radio.
Yup. Now we've got another.
End of year
Your
goal
line is to
differential.
be set on goal differential at end of season.
I'm going to say plus 7.5.
They sound so good, man.
And then we've got, I think, another one because Blue City chimed in on this too with their thoughts.
I am going to set the goal differential line. So let's call it plus 9.5. Over under on goal differential.
feels like another one where
Plus 9.5?
yes. Last season we were -4. I think Mike from Blue City mentioned last year Atlanta finished in 6th and they had a 13 goal differential, plus 13. And then Atlanta finished in 7th and they had a +7 goal differential. So if we're playing the thought that we're going to finish around 6/7th.
So I'm trying to think, right? So if we are not finishing with a lot of clean sheets, then I don't think that we are going to have a massive goal differential.
It's true.
And I have to go like this because this is literally moving tabs inside of my brain.
That's good gambling.
Right now. So if we're not getting clean sheets, we are not leaving with zero. It might be crazy to hear, not leaving with 0 goals against. So
you're
plus
under.
ones, maybe +1 to 2s a game could creep up.
I mean, +1 to when you say +1 to 2 a game, we're at like +30.
That's what I'm saying.
If you extrapolate it.
That's a difficult.
It-
I don't know that I would bet on this. This is one of those I wouldn't bet on. I'm just gonna go under because even if we correct some problems from last season and get a positive goal differential, I don't see it going that high. I still think that we can win games and be in a good position without necessarily killing people on goals.
Every game.
And so I think we may get into the positives, but like low positives, maybe 2.5, 3.
No, I'm going under on both of them too. I don't think we getting up to 9.5 seems wild.
That seems crazy. That seems out of reach.
Flipping
I
from
wonder what it was even when Tati was here.
I'm not sure, and just the fact of flipping from last season, going from -4 to +9, you're thinking a difference in 15
Right.
extra goals for and not against.
Right.
Doesn't seem
While
plausible.
actively taking defensive pieces away. I don't know that maths to my brain.
So under on both,
It's a little rich for my blood, as you would say.
and you're under,
Under. Wildly under.
wildly under.
So we got 3 left. From BCR, from Blue City Radio. This one is back-to-back starting. Let's just
JR,
hear
let's
'em.
move on to one of yours. Number of games with the back-to-back starting 11s. You had it as 3.5. I'm going to change it to 2.5. I will take the over.
I love when gambling's fun. I love when gambling is so fun.
I feel like that was a moment where you ask your friend to call the hotline.
You're like, yo, you got way too excited about this.
When he heard the line, and he rips, it definitely worries. It definitely worries friends. But
Let's see what basketball's got going on.
was it Brunson's line tonight? 3 or I think he brought it down to 2.5. That
JR, let's move on to one of yours. Number of games with the back-to-back starting 11s. You had it as 3.5. I'm going to change it to 2.5. I will take the over.
I don't think any book is giving you these lines either.
2.5.
These are lines you can only get at Blue City Radio.
Back-to-back starts. Oh my God, that is a great
Prop.
I mean,
All-time prop.
dude, that
from
is
Blue
like
City.
as exciting as betting the coin flip. Like that is exciting. Like any other club, you'd be like, yeah, easily over.
like 10.
Easily over. Any other club, you're sitting there like, why are they even excited about talking about this?
Yeah.
To just be an NYCFC supporter right now, you're like, brother, where do I put my money on the under?
So
What
under,
bank?
you lean under with a line at 2.5.
I wish I had Thor's hammer for this line. Dude, under.
I'm going over. 2.5 is low,
That is low.
and I don't even know what
That's
level.
our first gunshot at this place. That's crazy.
Was that?
I mean, it's not 4th of July.
Trying to hear if there's any
Follow-ups.
follow-ups or reactions, I would say. Whoops or there's two sides to the gun thing.
Oh, bro, that's philosophical.
2.5. I think over, but not by much. But, if it happens 4 times, maybe 5, I think that's our ceiling. And it's impossible to figure out what it was last season, honestly. But I had to think it happened at least twice last season. Maybe. I mean, maybe it could have been once or
0 times.
I think it definitely happened once or twice.
We might have talked about it.
I feel like, yeah, there were moments where we were surprised that it happened, which doesn't bode well for the over. So I'm going over on it.
Yeah, I'm sticking with under. I'm going
All
to
right.
stick with under. The books, man. You're a genius for that one.
gotta-
That gets the blood
I was
going.
going to say Vegas has to get Mike on payroll.
Oh, yeah, dude.
So I think we have 2 left, both
Table position.
table positions. So this is
From
a
Blue
big
Balls
one.
and Blue City Radio.
Conference position. Last year we set the line at 4.5. Do you remember what our actual was?
Yeah, 11, 10, 11.
It was 11. It's true. I'm setting the line therefore and relatedly at 7.5.
Over under 7.5.
And what's Mike doing? Now that we know he's in the business of good lines.
Let's start with the conversation with over-unders. This year, I put the table position line at 6.5.
6.5 and 7.5.
I may pull at you.
You think in the middle?
Right, bang in the middle.
I think and this is like a perfect plug opportunity. We went on the Designated Players podcast recently. I think it just came out shortly before recording this, so the day before you guys are hearing it. And I want to say I said 6th. I said we're going to finish 6th on there, I think.
I think that was around there too.
6th or
6th,
7th.
7th, something like that. I said it'll come down to like decision day type thing.
Yeah. The line makers are locked in.
Pretty much right around there. I mean, that makes me feel good about my prediction, right? Because that's like the general area of your average at that point.
But you're in the playoffs. You're
But you're in
average,
the
but you're in the
playoffs.
playoffs.
Right. You have a chance.
That is a
Big distinction.
A far cry from what we were last season. That's
Right.
half as many positions. We finished 11th all the way up to 6th. I think maybe instead of going over and under on these, we just share exactly what position we think.
For me, 7.
7.
So over one, under the other.
I don't want to be boring, but I think that's the perfect spot.
Yeah.
The East is way too strong.
Well, it's kind of like, before I let you go into your thing, it's kind of like a girl looks at a dude, she doesn't want to be mean. She doesn't really know him. She's like, yeah, he's a 7.
Yeah.
It's like your average.
Kind of like that. In like a weird, completely unrelated way. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just a perfect place to put something you don't really know anything about. You don't want to be mean, but...
So my thoughts are the MLS is like the NFL. We have the AFC that is the Eastern Conference, and we have the NFC that is the Western Conference. Pretty much everybody in the Western Conference is a bum unless your team starts with LA or you're from the Pacific Northwest, so Seattle. Let's say Seattle. And then in the Eastern Conference, we have boss fight after boss fight. We could name them all. Philly, Revs, Orlando has been an issue for us. Atlanta has been an issue from us. There's pieces flying around. We have Columbus. We have Cincinnati. We have Nashville. It's killers every turn. And I don't think it's like that in the West. And I think...
Nah, imagine being able to play Sporting KC. Nah, that's
imagine being
disrespect.
LAFC.
Crazy disrespect.
I was going to say imagine being LAFC and just having like a red carpet to the supporter shield. Well, I guess you have to go against the East, but a red carpet to first in your conference each year if you're going to spend like they do. But for the Eastern Conference, I would say if we were in the West, I'm thinking top four.
If we're in the West?
If we're in the West, top 4. East, I don't think we crack that top 6. I think it's 7.
Yeah.
Like we're on the outside and we're going to get into the playoffs and we're going to be a wounded animal that somebody's going to have to run into, and either they're going to kill us or we're going to kill them. It's impossible to know right now with...
I mean, that wall has no chance against me right now to fire me up. I mean, that wall is nothing.
But that's how I see it going. I mean, that's how I saw it going last season too. So, who am I to just say the same shit?
Like I said, over. It's got to swing in our favor.
Yeah. So I see 7. We're at 7.
Someone's going to clip you talking about the West and put in
These
some percentage that we have no clue about. It's like...
Yeah, us against Western
NYCFC
teams.
has won 3 games against Western opponents.
Yeah.
Hey, but one.
Don't let's get hot because we're a different breed of dog, and the dog that we are road dogs. All right, and
You were going down
You know.
that same path I was going on about the guy, the girls rating the guy and all that. Like,
yeah.
we're on some paths tonight. The brains are absolutely...
Yeah, I'm saying. I mean, we whimpered away from home last season. I'll say that, but
We did.
it's just going to be on the personalities and the characters of the guys and the coaching to make it happen. Because the talent, I don't know if there's a more talented roster on paper in the league. There might be congruent ones. There might be similar.
Of potential, though.
Right, and that's the
Not
issue.
proven.
It's potential.
Like, other teams have proven talent that would match up. But, I mean, if we're drinking potentialium...
Potentially.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Potential juice.
Potential juice. This team is
Often-
99 out of 99 potential.
I was going to say, I often feel we're drunk off potential juice when we record this podcast.
Absolutely. No, it's like
What if juice, too?
I walk
is-
around just sad about the team, and then the cameras turn on, and I'm like, yeah, we're the best.
Yeah. So that's 118.
Yeah.
I think this was a fun one. Maybe this is something we turn into doing every year, kind of reacting to people's over-unders. We're super excited for the game on Saturday to kick off with Charlotte. Wish we could be there amongst the rowdy Baker Mayfield
I miss Baker, man.
looking fans at Charlotte.
Yeah.
Clearly, the crowd there, they're going to roll 60K deep. So these young kids got to lock in and hopefully get out with a result. I don't know if we want to give any predictions on the game itself.
Yeah.
What do you think?
2-1 NYCFC. NYCFC steals their first away win at Charlotte.
All right. I already have money on the game, so I cannot sway from 2-2. 2-2 draw is what I see
Yeah. So I think we've only ever drawn at their home.
at best. Yeah.
Yeah, I canceled something pretty important to just watch this game. So we're in there.
Knowing you did that, are you aware
That you're not there.
that I'm not here
Yes.
for? Okay.
Yes.
Because that would be
But I just couldn't.
detrimental. So that's 118. We'll see you guys after Charlotte. I'm excited to finally have some real soccer to talk about. And that's it.
Let's go get a dub.
And we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.
Peace.